I'm Jared Logan, and welcome to Don't You Think. Audience, I know you're broke. The economy's in shambles. You're afraid you're not going to be able to afford daycare for your kids. You're afraid you won't be able to afford cereal. Uh-oh, no Lucky Charms. Guess you should just drink milk. Uh-oh, no milk. Here's warm water. You're like, not in this economy, and I hear you every time you say it. Audience, I know that you're sick. There's an epidemic of diabetes in this country. There's an epidemic of bulimia, an epidemic of alcoholism, an epidemic of depression. Everyone has cancer. Everyone has AIDS. And you're like, Jared, help me. The damn HMO doesn't take my insurance. I hear you, even though I have an inner ear problem that is also not covered under my current plan. Look, it seems like nobody can come together and decide on a solution. But I have the solution. I have the answer. It's Jesus. There. It's Jesus Christ. Is that helpful? Don't you thinkers, you're in the don't you think, don't spin me zone. I won't be spun because I'm thinking, don't you think? Tonight's guest is someone who gets me very excited, a hilarious comedian, one of my very close personal friends who I might be spending the holidays with. Please welcome Christian Finnegan.
Jared, lovely to see you.
Christian, so good to have you on the show.
So good to be here.
Separation of church and state is our topic tonight. You know, there's a lot of people in the country like Christian that feel that Christians, this is going to get so confusing, shouldn't have the right to pray at school. Christian, how can you think something that is so obviously immoral?
Well, if you believe that all men are created equal and that we should have equal opportunity in this country and that your station that you're born into and your ethnic background and your circumstances should not determine the rest of your life, if you believe that America does not work on a caste system...
Wrong. Democracy is numbers, Christian. The people decide, okay? There are less Muslims. Am I pronouncing that right?
Muslims?
There are less Muslims than there are Christians.
You pronounce it very drunkenly.
There are less Jews.
There are fewer.
Than there are Christians.
Fewer.
There are less, I don't know, what's the Indian one? The one with the elephants.
Hindu.
There are a lot less of them. Because it's like
not that many.
You never see them.
That's true.
So Christians should decide the tenets of the country because we're living in the end times. Do you believe that?
I think it's entirely possible. I think it's kind of egocentric to imagine that just because this is the times we're living in, that the end times, every generation thinks they're the crappiest times. I'm going to die in the final destruction of the earth. And when I'm gone, there's not going to be any more. That's all ego, though, for you. That it's like, I'm so important that obviously I am part of the big deal.
Is it ego or is it the scripture of the Lord, our Jesus Christ Jehovah? And lo, Bethesda walked to the circle of stones within Rikiki. And Mingaro will sing the song of 1,000 flutes. Are you familiar with that passage?
That has a lot of flutes.
It's from the New International Version.
Okay.
And he sat upon the horse dragon in death's shadow. And
these are lyrics from Stairway to Heaven, aren't they?
My point is that the end times are here. Do you hear the rushing wind, Christian?
I don't hear anything.
Listen. Nothing. It's very faint.
It's completely silent here.
Actually, it's either the sound of rushing wind or the refrigerator.
I don't even hear a refrigerator.
Reid, could you check if that... Reid, oh my God! Look, Christian, he's in some sort of supernatural fit. He's either possessed by an angel or a demon.
I think it's some sort of palsy.
He might have palsy. Oh my God, tongues of fire! The prophecies were true!
I love Tongues of Fire's last album.
Kalamiel! Bethesda reel! I'm ready for you! Well, the gates of hell are opening, and the world is ending, and there's really no point in going on with the show. So let's end with a quote from the risen and resurrected Mifflin High School football coach, Dig Mathers.